Hi everybody, so today I am going to be filming this look right here, and it is a very warm peachy glam look. Surprise there. I created this look using a new foundation, new bronzer, new highlighter, new lashes, new eyeshadow palettes, 2 different eyeshadow palettes. So basically almost, and a new primer. So basically like everything on my face is almost new. The setting powder is the ColourPop powder that I was used prior. But if you want to see how I got this look, please continue to watch. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Catrice Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner Primer. And this is supposed to be a dupe for the Tarte Primed and Poreless. I think that's what it's called. So this is a very silicone-based primer. I've used it twice at this point, but it does a pretty decent job. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation Stick, and this is in the shade Tan. At first, this color, I got it and I was like, it's a bit too dark. But then, like, as I started to use it, I realized that because it's not like a crazy full coverage, that I could make it work. And this is in the shade 408 Tan. I like to blend it out with a brush just because I feel like it shears it out nicely and spreads it nicely. The Beauty Blender kind of picks up a little bit too much product. I've been using this foundation now for about 3 days as well. And I like this foundation because it gives me like a sheer coverage, especially because right now it's really hot out and I don't want to wear like a heavy amount of foundation because I do put concealer and powder and stuff on. And I find that when you wear a very heavy foundation and it's hot out and you just add all these layers to it, it doesn't really feel the most comfortable. So I like to just put a light layer of this on. And I've used a little bit of it, but this will just show you like you get a decent amount of product. I just ordered the Maybelline Superstay Stick Foundation. I don't have high hopes for it because every Maybelline foundation breaks me out. And also I saw that you get a very, very small amount of product. So I'm a little skeptical on it, but I kind of wanted to do like a battle of the foundation. I primed my eyes using my Makeup Revolution concealer and I just set it with my Wet n Wild powder as normal. And I'm going to go in now with the Kokie Cosmetics Peachy Queen palette. I bought this yesterday at Rite Aid and I was really excited to try it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shade right here, and they say the names on them, but they don't say them like in order, so it's kind of hard to figure it out. But it's just like a new transition shade, and I'm just going to add this right to my crease. I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl True Naked Peach Punch palette. And peach seems to be like a really big trend lately. I bought this palette at Walmart. I believe it was $9.99, and I like it. I've used it once before, obviously you could tell. I'm going to go in with this like peachy shade right here. And I'm just using an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush for this. It comes in like all the little palettes, and I'm just going to like swipe that messily all over the lid. I am going out tonight, so I'm not trying to do like a crazy look because it's Monday. So I'm not trying to be like super extra. I'm just going out for drinks with a friend, and I don't want to be like super extra, so it's going to be like a nice kind of, I'm thinking, blown out pinky brown warm toned eye with a little bit of shimmer. What I'm going to do is dip back into that Kokie Cosmetics palette, and I'm just going to take like this warm toned brown shade, and I'm just going to add that right in the crease. Okay, so the shade is coming off much more warm than I expected. As you can tell, like it's deepened up the eye, but it's a lot warmer than I expected. It almost looks like a warm peachy red, which isn't bad. I'm just gonna blow this out. I will cover it up underneath with concealer and clean off the shape obviously later. So I went ahead and sculpted out my eyes with concealer. I used the NARS concealer again as usual. I'm just going to take a flat brush in that shade in the CoverGirl Peachy Queen palette, and I'm going to apply this right to the lid. So I'm going to jump into the Peachy Queen palette, and I'm just going to take this shade. It's like a pinky shade. It's almost a similar tone to this, and I'm just going to apply this to the center of the lid just to kind of intensify it a bit more. I'm gonna have to go back in and kind of sculpt out my crease again with my crease colors. I would say that this shimmer is really nice, but it is a little bit more of a drier consistency compared to the CoverGirl one. So this one I think you would definitely need a base color with, or definitely some type of concealer. So I just jumped back into this Peachy Queen palette, and I'm gonna add a little bit of this peachy red color right to my crease. That is my look for the eyes. I'm gonna go and put on lashes and be right back. So I went ahead and went in with the lashes by Kiss, and they're called Sultry. And they're like one of my favorite lashes right now. I got these at Walmart. I couldn't find them when I went to Ulta because I wanted to repurchase them. I don't know if you could tell, they're just like this really soft, like pretty wispy, spaced out lash, and that's like my favorite kind of lash. I've been like trying for a really long time to find a drugstore dupe for the House of Lashes Siren lashes. Those are my all-time favorite lashes. So I feel like this is a pretty close dupe. The Siren ones are just a little bit longer, but as far as I'm concerned, this was $4.98 for 2 pairs, and they're beautiful. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in with like a concoction of concealers. I'm going to start with the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C10. The next concealer I'm going to go in with is ColourPop, and this is in the shade Light 16. Now I'm just going to take my Morphe sponge and blend it all out. The next thing I'm going to do is go in with the Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade C14, and I'm just going to contour with this shade. And I am just going to take my Tarte brush and blend this out. When this is done, I will go back in and touch up with the highlight shade a little bit, so that's why I'm not super precise when I'm blending it right now. I will then just take a small brush and blend out my nose. I'll go back in with this Morphe sponge, and it still has a little bit of like the highlight shade on there, and I will just blend out the edges of my forehead. And I will go back in a couple times and kind of do this process, like blend out my forehead and then add some more dark, blend out my nose, add some more dark. And this is just because like I'm super sloppy with it, and so like I try to make it look as natural because I don't like having like a big white forehead or like a big white line through my nose. So to set my under eye, I have created like a bit of a concoction. I've been testing out the ColourPop products, as you guys know, and I actually really like them, but I don't like them all together. So like I like to separate them. I'll wear the foundation with a different powder, and I really like the powder with a mix of concealers, not so much just with the ColourPop concealer. So it took a little bit of like finessing to kind of understand what I liked, and it took a little bit of time for me to like try different things to see what really worked best. So this is going to be like my powder concoction that I found works the best. I'm going to take the ColourPop setting powder in the shade Banana. I'm just going to take this banana powder and apply this generously under my eyes, and then I'm just going to apply it to my nose and my forehead. And so on its own, this powder is a little tiny bit too yellow for me right this second because I'm not as tan as I normally am. So I like to add this powder to it. And this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. I like to take this on a damp beauty sponge as well. Kind of just put it over this powder, and it kind of de-intensifies the yellow. Gonna let this, like, I literally look crazy, I know, but I'm gonna let this powder sit on my face for probably about 2 minutes, and then I will wipe it all away. So the powder has been sitting for about 2 minutes, and now I'm just gonna take my Morphe brush and wipe this all away. Sorry if you hear any noise in the background. My air conditioner is on. It's summer, it's hot. I'm not trying to sweat while I do my makeup. So as you can see, the powder just wipes away really beautifully, and it leaves a nice, smooth, bright under eye as well as a smooth under contour area. I always kind of powder under my contour area before I put bronzer on just to set this area. But yeah, the banana powder is really nice. I didn't like it at first when I tried it in my first impressions video, which was the last video I did. I disliked it. But after using it for a while, I really like it, and I will be ordering more. I want to order the translucent powder, but it's out of stock online right now, so I'm waiting for them to restock it. I'm also going to order a few more shades of the foundation once they get everything back in stock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Morphe bronzer palette, and this is the palette H, and this is the Hi-Fi palette. This is for like the deeper skin tones, and I'm going to take the shade Donut, which is right here, and I'm just going to kind of carve out that bronze line. Using my MAC 135 brush, I believe this is. Morphe makes a dupe for this brush, and I want to say it's the same thing. My friend has it, and the MAC one gets very like loose and kind of fluffy, if you could see that. So does the Morphe one. So really, there's no difference in my mind, and I paid $52 for this brush. So that is the palette, the donut shade. So I have the CoverGirl Peach Punch Contour Palette, and I'm gonna take the bronzer shade in it. It's a little bit too warmy red for my liking on its own, especially because like I am a little bit more deep, so this doesn't show up a crazy amount unless I have another base color underneath it. But I'm gonna take that color now, right here, and there is no name for it. And it's very creamy, but you have to dip into it pretty heavily to get some pigment. And I'm gonna take that, I'm just gonna tap off a little bit and just bronze my face. I don't know if I've said before, I have this problem in the summer, specifically when I'm pretty tan. Everything kind of picks up more warm on me regardless. So I'm just gonna take that bronzer and bring it, ooh, my earring. I'm gonna take that bronzer and just bring it down my neck. So this is just an added extra step that I like to do when I'm looking for like a more glowy look. Before I go in and sculpt out my contour, I will just take like a darker bronzer or highlight shade and kind of add it to the perimeter of my face just to give myself a little bit of a glow. So I'm going to take the Bretman Rock highlight palette, and I'm going to take the shade Shady Bitch, and I'm just going to kind of take this on a loose bronzer brush and add this just to the perimeter of my face very lightly. So I just added some powder underneath my face to kind of bake those lines, to clean up my contour and bake my smile lines. I am going to go in now. This is the Morphe Blush Trio palette. This is in the shade Pop of Coral, and I'm going to take this. It just has three pretty shades, like a nice light pink, kind of a deeper pink, and this nice shimmery shade. I love these colors for when I'm tan. I'm going to go in first with, I think, probably this deeper pink shade, and this is called Unapologetic, and I'm just going to put that right here. I'm then going to go in with the Peach Punch highlighter palette. I'm just going to take this middle shade here. It's got a tiny bit of sheen in it, and I'm just going to apply this right to the center. Take my Morphe brush and wipe away this contour. I'm going to go into the Morphe palette, and I'm going to take the shade Venus, and I'm just going to add this right to my cheekbones and the high points of my face. And the thing I found is, on its own, this highlighter, and honestly, a lot of the highlighters in this palette, they're not super bright. They give me a nice like glow, but nothing like bam crazy, because it is a deeper palette. So I do want to go in with a little bit of a lighter highlight shade just to kind of make everything pop. And I will take that highlight shade that I'm going to go in with and put it under my eyebrow and stuff as well, corner of my eye, everything like that. I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty highlighter shade in Hustla Baby, and it's just like a rose goldy color, and I'm just going to apply this right on top. I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Sweet Peach glosses. The first one I'm going to go in is Papa Don't Peach, and this one I don't remember the shade of it, and it's not at the bottom of it, so I'm just going to apply this one first because it's a deeper shade, and then I'm going to go in with the lighter one. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm super pleased with how it came out. I seem to always like looks like this anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I will, as always, link all the products down below. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I've been shopping a lot, and so like I'm kind of trying to smush everything into like one video, because if I did separate videos on everything that I bought, I'll never catch up because I take forever to film apparently. Like I'll buy something and then I'll buy something else and something else, so I've been trying to kind of smush everything together. If you guys want to see different kinds of videos, just let me know. I'm kind of at a loss sometimes with what I should film, but you guys, yeah, just let me know down below. And so thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.